Welcome to Pathfinder's trainings. And Sunday morning normally is a day to rest, relax. But you guys have come on a Sunday morning. Thank you very much. The whole life is composed of four energies, as I've seen. I'm 52 years of age now. And when we are born with zero skills. We have no skills. The only thing a kid knows is how to cry. That's how he gets his attention. Then we learn how to walk, we learn how to talk, we learn how to write, how to read. Then we become doctors, engineers, computer guys. But whatever we have so far in our life, you and me, it is based on the skills that we have acquired. If you acquire a medical skill, you become a doctor. If you acquire an engineering skill, you become an engineer. So we are a sum total of the skills that we have. And our success and failure depends on the skills that we acquire and how we apply those skills. Every MBBS has the same degree. But every doctor earns a different kind of money because they apply their skills differently. And we as human beings, we are composed of four energies: physical, mental, emotional and spiritual. These are the four energies that constitute us. And one binding force is money. Money is a binding force for the whole society. Because money is basically a medium of exchange. Since everything, goods and services are of different shapes and sizes, so something is required to exchange them. And money is a medium of exchange. The more the number of people, the more the number of goods and services, the more money has to be printed. And the more money has to be printed, it loses value. It will continuously lose value. That's why I remember way back in 70s and 80s, a salary of even 10,000 rupees a month was a big salary. I remember my father was a scientist, and that time it used to be a big salary. But now, 10,000 rupees a month, even a peon might not come. Because now that same salary is about 2 lakh rupees a month, 3 lakh rupees a month. That is considered as a good salary. So we suffer from a financial process called inflation, and we are not even aware of it. Because it passes so slowly that we are not aware of it. So the first challenge as human beings we face in our lifestyle, in our life, is that we are continuously facing inflation, which is at 6% a year. Pakistan at the moment is having a 13% a year inflation. Venezuela at one time at 500% inflation. But the average inflation in any country, which is a developing country, whether it is India or China or Pakistan or Philippines, is somewhere around in the range of 6 to 10% a year. The average inflation in our country is at about 7% a year. No matter what figures the government gives us. My thumb rule is very simple. Whatever is the figure government gives us, I double it. Because that is a good value too. Government says inflation is 4% a year, multiplied by 2, it is 8% a year. Now, you have come here for the stock market, I'll come to that. But why have you come here? You have not come here for the stock market, you have come here for the money that the stock market is promising. If all that money was available in your jobs or your businesses, you would have no reason to come to the stock market. So you are basically coming here either for an additional source of income, or to create a new source of income, or to supplement some of your dreams or your desires. We have three things in life. We have needs, we have desires, and we have dreams. And all three require money. Being poor is not romantic. Money is a base requirement of life. And the more honestly we address it, the more successful we will become in the arena of money. So you are here for money into the stock market. I'll be talking in detail about it. But first, let's see what are your choices. Your choice number one is a standard choice that most people put their money in. When I ask people which one is more risky, stock or an FD, everybody says stock. I haven't seen anybody saying FD, and I say FD is the most risky one. That's where your money is at the most risk. Think about it. You put ₹1,00,000 for 25 years in FD, growing at 7% a year. So after 25 years, it will become about ₹6,00,000. But what is the rate of inflation? 7% per year. So after 25 years, what would be the effective value of that money? Zero. It has not grown at all. It has absolutely not grown at all. So anything that is not even capable of beating inflation is the most risky one. That is the first base logic I have. So with that logic, all the FDs, all the PPFs, all the pension funds, pension schemes, they are the most risky one, because in the long term, they will not even take care of the inflation which is going to happen, that is certain. That means, if I have to make my money grow in the long term, I need to put my money somewhere where it will beat the inflation. A regular business, any business, service or manufacturing, earns about 30 to 40% a year. That is what is called a good business. Manufacturers closing down because it gives 10% a year. And that takes care of the inflation. So if you have to make your money grow, it has to be growing at least at about a net 20% a year. Because if it is growing at a net 20% a year, let's open a calculator. Give you the choices first, guys. It's a risky place, stock market, so come here with care. This is my trading room days. I stay in Hiranandani Estate, Thane. And one of my, I don't travel anywhere. I have an office where my team works, but I never go out of my house. Only when I have to teach or when I have to travel for my vacation. The distance between my bedroom and my office is 10 steps. And that was the first dream I had. That in the start of my career, the traveling was so much. I was traveling all over the world in various countries for work. I said, somebody asked me, hey, what is your dream? And I said, if I don't have to travel at all for work, I think I have achieved one of my dreams. That is the first thing stock market promises. Let's come to the money part later. The first thing stock market promises you, this is one profession where you can make money sitting at home. You don't have to travel. Husband and wife can do it together. You can be with your children. That's the first thing stock market promises, and that's where I'll be. I'll be talking about the holistic approach to stock market today, not the greedy approach. If you have come here for a shortcut in the stock market, then you are in the wrong place. This will be a 2-hour session, 10 to 12. No break in between. If you want to use a washroom, please go down on the ground floor and use it. Stay 2-hour sessions I will have. In the class itself, when it will finish, a few people will approach you. They are sitting in this class only. Who will sell you a shortcut? I have a tip service. I have a strategy by which you can make money in 2 days. I can help you double your money in 1 month. I have a 1-day course by which you can learn stock market. That's all crap. It took me 22 years to become an engineer. I went to a school, I went to a college. I'm an IIT, I did my M.Tech from there. But one thing I required is, every step is hard work. So if you are thinking, stock market is easy, my job is difficult, let me go to the stock market because that is easy money. Sorry to say that is not the case. In fact, when I will start with the stock market, I will not start with the profit part, I will start with the loss part. Because the reality is, 80% of the people come here, try on their own, and they lose money. It's very, very common for people to come here thinking that it's easy and they lose money. Can you take it as a profession? Should it be part-time? Should it be full-time? What should be your expectation? That's what I'll be talking about today. In 2 hours, I can't teach you stock market. Nobody can teach you stock market in 2 years. You want to become a part-time trader while doing your job, you'll require about 6 months. You want to become full-time trader, not doing anything else, you want to run your house with it, you need to work hard for 3 years. But money here is amazing. But it will require hard work. So there is no substitute to hard work. So anybody who has told you stock market is easy and you can make quick money here, sorry to say that is not. But there are ways you can make money. That's my trading room. I'm a book lover, guys. 2 of my favorite activities, one is reading, other is meditating. Those are my 2 favorite activities. You come to the stock market to create incomes, and these are the choices you have. Let's go to the choices. I'll be talking about detail for this one. FDs? No, because they don't even beat inflation. Mutual funds are designed to give returns approximately 3 times more than FD. If you look at most of the mutual funds, they give profits in the range of 10 to 11%, at the most 12% a year. And that too is not guaranteed. At least FD is guaranteed, that is not even guaranteed. Their expense ratios are very high. In my whole life, I have never bought a mutual fund or an IPO. So, then real estate now is dead. It used to be very good earlier. Now real estate is not much good anymore. It was a cash-driven asset. What was real estate? A cash-driven asset. We had a black economy just a few years ago. And after demonetization happened, the black economy started vanishing. It has reduced a lot. And in the last 1 year, 542 builders, that was in newspaper day before yesterday, have declared bankruptcy. Big builders like Raheja are bankrupt, is officially there. Your Lokhandwala is bankrupt. Some of the top builders, the big names that are there, because this asset class was unbalanced. The cost of construction is 3,000 rupees per square foot, selling rate 25,000 rupees a square foot, sustained by the cash infusion. Cash is gone, ye wala gubara foodna shuru ho gaya. Slowly, at least for the next 10 years, the only direction the real estate is going to go. Some people buy a house, they say, I'll give it on rent, it will give me rental income. What is the yield of a rental income in India? 2%. Your yield of rental income on residential is 2%, on commercial is 3%. So as an investment vehicle, it is useless. Then, bullion, gold and silver, the average returns they have given are about 5 to 6% historically. So if you want to become financially free, either you should be brilliant and in your job, they should be giving you whatever money you require, or you need to train yourself into the stock market where there is a lot of money, but there is a lot of risk and a high level of skill is required. 20% will make money from the 80%. You will have to work hard and convert yourself into the 20%. So it is the financial energy that we are talking about. Tasif, you will share the beach में We talked about inflation. And that's another challenge you will face. You will not have a pension. 60 to 80 is the most lonely age. It's the most lonely age. My father is now 83, retired. He gets a good pension, he was a government servant. But all his children are out. I'm out, my brother is out, What does he suffer from? Loneliness. He will call me once in a day, he'll call my brother, you know. And you need one skill set by which you can not only make money, but also pass your time after you are 60. And I don't know what your age is, but if you are not 60, I can guarantee you that you will become 60. So why not start preparing for it now? So when you are coming to the stock market, there is nothing short-term here. This is the most long-term journey you should start. People keep on putting money into their FDs for 5 years, 6 years, for 7% a year. I see people put money into their LIC policies for 25 years. Returns are 4% a year. And here, what is the benchmark? Let's talk about benchmark when you are coming to the stock market. There are 4 ways you can enter the stock market. You can enter it for a very small time frame. You can enter it for a little longer time frame, or a pretty big time frame, or a very long time frame. So it can have 4 kind of trading styles. One is intraday. Now intraday is very popular these days. How many of you have done some intraday trading there? Raise your hands, those who have done intraday trading. Thank you very much. And haven't you failed into it already? I don't even have to ask you to raise a hand. 90% of the hands would be up. I know that. And why have you failed in intraday trading? This is the first thing I'll address. Some will say I didn't have the skill, my stop loss was hit. You know, I don't understand, this market ruined me, this is a manipulated market. There are 100 things that you can say. But the answer is very simple. You had no goal there. Your goal there was none. People come to the stock market for intraday, they trade in options, futures, commodity, forex, and they have absolutely zero plan. They just buy something, one day they make money, next day they lose. And benchmark is not there. I do a lot of classes like this. I'm teaching since 2009. It's more than 11 years I'm teaching. I'm a professional trader since 2002. From 2002 to 2006 I was doing it part-time. From 2007 I'm doing it full-time. Almost 12 years I'm trading as a full-time trader now. And one thing that I have seen is that when I ask people in my online trainings that happen, introductories like this, I say, if I give you 1 lakh rupees and I say trade futures and options, intraday stocks, what is your expectation first day? Per day, what is your expectations? And the answer that I get, and one was on this Friday itself, there are 500 people in online. People have expectation ranging from 5,000 to 25,000 per day. On how much? On 1 lakh. These are the figures I have got. That I want to make 5,000 to 25,000 rupees per day from intraday trading options and futures. Now this is the problem. Problem is here. Then I ask them, do you know, if you put 1 lakh of yours in a FD, how much will you get per day? Most people have no idea. Can anybody answer me right now without a calculator? If you remember, if you put 1 lakh rupees of yours into a FD growing at about 7% a year, how much will that FD give you per day? I'll give you the answer. 20 rupees. 20 rupees, sir. 20. Not even 250. 20. That is a simple math that we have that we can look at. So, if you put your, so even before I touch stock market, let's have the expectations in place. Our expectation should be in place. Now, madam here was a bit confused, only 20. So, let's go. Let's do it with the maths. I'm a maths guy. Everything is math. The old world is maths, and stock market is just maths. If you can get your maths right, there's money here. If your maths is wrong, there is no money. Simple. So, if I go to, let me open, we will be requiring the calculator here. Let's do that. So, if you put 1 lakh rupees of yours now into the FD, growing at 7% a year, how much will it give you in a year? 7,000 rupees? 7,000, and how many days in a year? 365. It is 19 rupees, not even 20. Sorry, ek rupee zyada bol diya. So it is that FD gives you 20 rupees a day. And that's why. So, of course, I don't want 20 rupees a day. But sorry to say, stock market will not give you 20,000 rupees a day. It has to be somewhere in between. It has to be somewhere in between. And that will depend on the product that you are working on. Now, there are two asset classes. This board would be a problem. Change it. So, if we are in the stock market, there are two products. One is called a stock, other is called derivative. In this, there are futures, there are options. This is the base qualification of the product that we have into the stock market. The stock, most people know only stocks. They're only comfortable with stocks. The moment they hear the word futures and options, they get scared. But you can't enter the stock market without futures and options. This is a must. Because these are the third, fourth and fifth gears of the car. Your car will not go anywhere if you're only on the first gear. Stock, the product that is there, it is a one-dimensional product. This is one dimension. It means stock can give you money only when the price is going up. It will not give you any money when the price is going down. You will lose money. Most people know only stocks, they only trade stocks. So a guy doing trading in stocks for the whole day, 3:30 the market closes, husband comes home. Just by looking at the face of the husband, the wife can tell whether the market went up or the market went down. He has no idea of the best product into the market, which is the derivative. So now, if we go here, let's open a chart. This was the market on Friday. This was Nifty, our index, and Nifty went down. It opened plus 74 points and closed at about minus 140 points, about 250 point more it gave in a single day. If you are holding a stock, would you suffer a profit or a loss? Loss. You will suffer a loss, of course. But could you have made profit here in this product? Yes. Now, I'll open in this another product. I go here into derivatives. I go to Nifty. And I look at a put option of 11,300. And this was the put option on the same day, right? So when the market was going down, the put option was going up. So in the morning, you would have bought it at about 150 rupees, and by evening, you would have sold it at 255 rupees. It was a nice 60-70% profit in a single day. Some people already are thinking, bas kal se yahi. Right? But let me open the other side of the, instead of a 11,000 call put, if you would have bought 11,000 call, ये वाला कोई नहीं दिखाता है, सब लोग पहले वाला दिखाते हैं. Wherever you go, they will not show the other side of the coin. Instead of put, if you would have bought a call, your 300 rupees, 290 rupees would have become 160 rupees. You would have lost almost 40 to 50% of your money. And now, when do you have to take a decision? You don't have to take a decision in the evening. In the evening, anybody can tell it went up or down. You have to take a decision now. When you have to take a decision, this is how the market is looking at 9:20 in the morning. Now, how do you know from here, will it go up or will it go down? You have to commit your money in the present, and your profit and loss will happen in the future, and that too not guaranteed. Have you understood the challenge now? This is the challenge. That's why if you bought the call and it went down, you will lose a lot of money. So one thing which is there in FDs and which will never be there into the stock market is certainty. There is no certainty here. Anybody who is looking for anything risk-free or anything certain should not come to the stock market, because both these things don't exist into the money, lot of money. Certainty, no risk, it doesn't exist into the stock market. So you have to be a risk lover to make money. I'll be teaching you how to take calculated risks, not just any risks. When you are driving a car on the road, is it risky? Yes. Yeah, very risky. You have hundreds of cars passing, left se jati hai, right se jati hai. But why are you successful there? Because you have learned the skill of driving a car. Were you born with it? What did you do? You went to the motor driving school, hired an instructor, paid him money, and he took you into the car, not in theory, he will have to take you on the road. And he said, start driving. What is your first emotion? Fear. What is fear? Fear is absence of skill. Any fear in the world, any field you will go in. What is fear? Absence of skill is fear. Fear is absence of skill. If you don't have skill in the stock market, here also you will have fear. So what happens? You start driving slowly, first gear, and you're so scared that every car coming from the front is coming just to hit you. Absolute fear. But the people who are coming from the front are more afraid, because on your car is written driver shikata hai. So they go far away from it. But slowly you acquire the skill, and now you can drive in the same risk. Please understand, risk is still the same. You have managed to overcome and balance the. This is your. What do you have to do in stock market? Do you have to predict the market? You can never predict the market. Anybody, it's not astrology, it is stock market. You can't predict it. Impossible. You have to first gauge the risk, find out what is the risk in this trade, and then find out, do I have the skill to manage or exceed this risk? If you do that, you can trade anything. If you can't do that, even a simple trade will not be of use to you. Now let's take a simple example here. I write two names here. Let me open it here. I put two stocks, and I'll put one more which is in fashion right now. Let me put here Hindustan Liver. Let me put here Suzlon. Let me put here Yes Bank. These days, everybody is telling everybody buy Yes Bank. बराबर ना आजकल कौन सा प्रोडक्ट बिक रहा है? Yes. And the logic is so clear. Yesterday I was reading somewhere, their logic is fantastic. Because it's so easy a sell. Logic is, they say, it has already come down from 400 rupees to 42 rupees. Sir, you are getting it at a 90% discount. How much more down can it go? It can become a kingfisher. It can become anything, any stock. Now, if somebody says, I want to buy Yes Bank, without knowing anything about Yes Bank, he is taking an emotional decision without any facts. Now let me add 2-3 facts here. Number one, the original promoter, Mr. Rana, who built this whole bank and the bank is around him, has exited totally. He has sold everything. That's why it came down to 32 rupees on Thursday. Then 40% of the shares of Yes Bank are already pledged, still pledged. It is continuously running losses, and the fundamental analysis shows that losses are likely to increase in the next 2 years once more non-performing assets are disclosed. And if I find the fair valuation of Yes Bank based on fundamental analysis that I've learned in the last 17 years, a fair valuation of Yes Bank is maybe 5 rupees. So now with this piece of information, would you like to buy Yes Bank anymore? I have put that doubt in your mind. So, because you have now you just have to go and check how much of that is true, how much of that you need to go up and take. So you will not buy Yes Bank. Let's go to Suzlon. I have a lot of people these days who wants to buy Suzlon. Same logic. This is Suzlon. Suzlon is even more easy to sell. It has come down from 500 to 245. How much more can it go down? Anything can go to zero. So in stock market, rule number 1, MRF at 67,000 is cheap, and a Suzlon at 2 rupees is still expensive. And you don't have to be dependent on others to find this valuation. You should be able to valuate it yourself. And once that happens, you will never need a mutual fund or an IPO. You can create your own long-term. In my classes, the first thing that I teach in detail is fundamental analysis. Not in fashion these days, because everybody is fascinated with charts and technical analysis. But if you don't have a base of fundamental analysis, it is like a high-rise building without a foundation. Fundamental analysis is the foundation of technical analysis, where you need to find out the correct valuation of a stock. Like, for example, if I take a very popular stock like Hindustan Lever. Now, at this point, this is going up. So here, nobody has a problem in buying, because they say this is going up and up. But what if I say that if I take fundamental analysis into account, the correct valuation of this stock is about 1,233 rupees. So if a bear market starts, it might come down to that. Wasn't Yes Bank on top sometimes? We have Titan as a very expensive stock. How will you find that out? You can only find that out from fundamental analysis. Technical analysis will not tell you. What will technical analysis tell you? To time it perfectly. Both are required. What is the weightage? 25% fundamental analysis, 25% technical analysis, 25% risk management, and 25% money management and psychology of trading. Till the time you are not fully trained in all four, forget about making money. Who are you against? Who are in India? Who makes continuous money from the stock market? Life Insurance Corporation of India. Seriously. Last year, their profit was about 25,000 crores from the stock market. They have to disclose it. Even in this bear market that is happening now, So far this year, their profit is 11,000 crore rupees from the stock market. Those guys never lose money. They never lose money. Why? Because they make the market. They are the market makers. And you are trading and investing against them. So you need to find out what they are doing and copy it. Why do I have to fight them? Why do I have to fight them? I have no business trying to be right here. My business is making money. And as long as my maths is right and the money is coming in, I have no problem in the stock market. So what is the benchmark? Let's first look at the benchmark. You can do two types of trading. You can do short-term trading and long-term trading. Long-term trading is done from stocks. It is used to build portfolios. Duration 10 to 20 years. This is long-term trading, also called portfolio building. It is done only with stocks, which can give you money when the price is going up. And what is your expectation here? 2% per month. This is the expectation. I'm not talking 25,000, 2% up. Because if I am able to make 2% a month from my undervalued quality stocks, including the bonus, the dividends and the splits, I will be getting an effective 18% a year. Because 6% is inflation. Never forget the inflation part. Most people conveniently forget. It is always there. It is always there. So if you are able to make 25% a year, let's see now. This is the calculator I put in. Let's say you put in same 1 lakh rupees at an interest rate of 24% a year, but you will not get 24, you will get 18. Let me show you two calculations now. So effectively you get 18% per year. Let's say you are 35 years, 35 years of age now, or 25. Let's take 35. And you retire at 60. So let's see what will happen to this money at 60. 25, 35, 25 years, let's put. And you just leave it in those stocks. No timing the market, nothing. How much will that 1 lakh rupees become? Let's count. 87 lakh rupees. Your 1 lakh will become in 25 years 87 lakh rupees after taking the inflation out. Now, is this motivating? Very motivating. What is the problem? Most people don't have the patience of 20 years. उनका stock इतना ऊपर गया वो बेच देते. People sell their stocks in profit very soon. They keep on holding their losses forever. I remember people are still holding their Yes Bank, they are holding their Suzlon, they are holding their Unitech. Some people are even holding the Kingfisher or the PC Jewels. And other mistake they do is, as the price goes down, they buy more. It is called averaging. And after some time, they only have loss on there. No, you can't have losers. You can't have losers in your portfolio and expect to become a winner. You can't be a winner if you have losers in your portfolio. So that's why you have only one job in the stock market, and the job is to create long-term wealth. There is no other purpose in the stock market. Your only job is to create the long-term wealth so you can take care of your long-term dreams. 60 साल के जब हो जाओगे तो सिर्फ सपना बचता है, बाकी कुछ नहीं बचता, क्योंकि बाकी सब आपने अचीव कर दिया. After 50, you will have big responsibilities. Your children going to US, your daughter getting married. You have a life goal you want to buy. That time you will require a chunk of money. You will not require a chunk of money when you are 30 and 40. You will require maximum chunk of money when you become 50 plus for your big needs. So for that, you have to start building your portfolio now. And this is simple math. One thing I know is maths doesn't lie. So no dreams. I don't give dreams. I have no tip service to sell. I have no strategy to sell. I have no software to sell. I don't handle anybody's money. I'm a coach. I'm a full-time trader. And I love to teach and make others successful. You learn and you teach others how to become successful. That's how the market in India grows. That's how any market in the world grows. So this is the only purpose. How to create long-term wealth and maybe become financially free when you are 50 plus. This is one single motto you should have, and that means you have to learn how to find winners in your portfolio. And a winner will not remain winner forever. Something might be a nice undervalued stock now, but after 1 year you might have to replace it with something else. You should know which one to buy now, which one to replace after 1 year. No technical analysis required. Holding period 15, 20 years, number of stocks 30, but the names can keep on changing. And what do you expect to get? 2% per month is what you are expecting, and your 1 lakh will become about 87 lakh rupees. Inflation, I'm talking inflation. Now, how will you fund it? How will you fund it? Where will this money come from? You will not put in 1 lakh. If you want to create long-term wealth, you will put more. In FD you put lakhs and 20 lakhs and 30 lakhs. Now you need to fund it. Most people think, to fund, I need to save from my salary. No, sir. Your salary is for your family. You have to send your children to the best schools. You have to take vacations. You have to take care of day-to-day needs. So your salary is not supposed to be for your portfolio building. If you want to put from there, fine. If you want to save 20%, that would be great. But, and here I come now to the basic purpose of intraday trading that I use it for. Intraday trading is used to fund your long-term portfolio. That's the only purpose of intraday trading. Anything else, if you have in mind, that's crap. The only purpose the intraday trading serves, and only when you have this purpose in mind, your vision becomes 20 years. So जब तक यहाँ आपका vision 20 साल का नहीं होगा, आप intraday trading में 2 घंटे में भी successful नहीं होगा. The moment I know, till the time I was a bachelor, it was a free life. The moment I got married, I had 2 boys, suddenly my vision became 50 years. They have to be educated properly. 2 boys, they have to be sent to the right place. I was outside India, I came back to India, I want to give them roots. So, your vision became bigger. Here, the moment your portfolio goal is clear to you, your intraday trading becomes a very serious affair. Your long-term portfolio. Now, what is the thumb rule? This is thumb rule. Since here you will be taking risk, so I will not be satisfied with 20 rupees per day. I don't come to stock market for 20 rupees per day on my lakh rupees. The thumb rule is, when you are FD rate into 3 should be the return of your portfolio. FD rate into 3 should be the return of your portfolio. I'm talking about 21% a year at the current FD rate. That your portfolio should be given to you after taking care of the inflation. Then in intraday trading, it is FD into 10. Intraday I will swing also, short-term trade. Now, how much is the FD rate? FD rate for the moment is about 7% a year. I'm talking of 70% a year, 6% a month. So your intraday is perfectly capable of giving you about 6 to 10% a month. My average is about 17% a month on my intraday, but I'm doing it for almost 19 years. So even 5% a month is brilliant money. Let's say you work hard, get this learn how to make 10,000 rupees a month on your 1 lakh rupees, which is achievable. When I'm saying 10,000 rupees a month, how much am I talking about? 500 rupees a day. मुझे 20 रुपए नहीं चाहिए, मुझे 500 चाहिए. 500 मिलता है, 5,000 नहीं मिलता है, 25,000 तो सपना है, सपने में मिलता है. So my target is very simple. I need to be skilled enough in the start to make 250 rupees. Let's even forget the 500 first. 250 rupees per month, per day on my intraday, which will give me 5,000 rupees per month. And the moment I will get it at the end of the month, I will immediately convert it into my long-term portfolio, which I will not look at. I'll look at it only once in a year. After 4 quarters are finished. मैं उसको साल में एक बार 4 क्वार्टर खत्म होने के बाद. And every month, no matter what happens, let's do that. Let's say you learn to do intraday trading and you put in 5,000 rupees at the same 18% interest rate, and every month without fail you put in 5,000 rupees. Let's calculate after 25 years how much will that money become. Here. This would be the money. Let's calculate. 2.9 crore rupees. Just 5,000 rupees a month, not doubling, growing at 2% a month. What is the key? Continuity and patience. 3 days ago on Economic Times, there was an article by Rakesh Jhanjwala. I was a big fan of his. And he practices the growth style of portfolio building. Warren Buffett practices the valuation style of portfolio building. And he said, somebody asked me, what is the single largest factor of your success in the stock market? And he said, patience and to know what to buy. And not listening to the crowd at all. I do what I want. Here's the big. So when you are coming to the stock market, and I'm just giving you numbers. For me, numbers don't lie. Emotionally, anybody can promise anybody a moon. Numbers don't lie. मुझे इतना पता है कि if you put in 5,000 rupees a month, every month, you learn how to find those 30 stocks which are undervalued, which are growing at least at about 25% a year, year after year, for 25 years. Your 5,000 put in every month in 25 years will become a 3 crore rupees. Absolutely. But you can't touch it. You can't touch it. And when you do intraday trading, you're continuously touching it, because there intraday trading is about perfect entries and perfect exits. So now we're talking about portfolio building. Let's talk about intraday trading, because a lot of people are fascinated. How do I succeed in intraday trading? First, it has to be linked to your long-term portfolio. आपको महीने के एंड में सिर्फ एक सवाल पूछना है. Was I able to put money for my long-term portfolio from my intraday trading? If the answer is yes, your intraday trading is a success. If the answer is no, it is a utter failure. Because यदि आपने वो 5,000 रुपया महीना नहीं डाला, तो आपको 3 करोड़ रुपया नहीं मिलेगा. So what is your focus? Your focus is the 3 crore rupees, not the 5,000. So it is the linking that we are able to do. It is all here in the mind. It is all here in the mind. Now, let's go and pick up something. Are you with me so far, guys? Hope you're liking the session. So here, let's pick up stock live. Let's take the top 10 stocks of it. These are the top 10 stocks of India. HDFC, HDFC Bank, Infosys, TCS, Maruti, Reliance. So let's pick up anyone. Let's pick up the first one, HDFC. This is the daily chart of HDFC. and I plan to do some futures and options trading into it. Now let's talk about intraday and how will you get that 10% a month. That's the target we are looking at. Now, what is derivative? Derivative is a product in which you never hold a stock, you never buy a stock, you have nothing. It is a virtual product which is based on the price of the underlying. I am wearing this coat. Coat is the derivative. What is the underlying? Cotton, silk, whatever the underlying is. Let's say cotton is the underlying in my shirt. If the price of cotton will go up, the price of shirt will also go up. If the price of cotton will go down, the price of shirt will also go down. So, derivative derives its price value from the underlying, which is the stock. There are more than 8,000 stocks in the market, but derivatives are only about 170. It is not allowed in the mid-cap stocks. It is not allowed in the small-cap stocks. And since here there is a leverage involved, exchange allows about 170 stocks in the futures and options segment. Most of them are large caps and blue chips. Now, the basic property of a derivative is it can be traded in both the directions. Unlike stock, where you make money only when the price is going up, a derivative can be trading in two directions. Let's say I have Maruti here. Let's take HDFC. This is HDFC future. The first derivative is a future, and second derivative is a call or a put. Now, when you are buying a stock of HDFC, you can hold it forever. But a derivative has a limited time. So instead of buying the house, you are renting the house. Second, it can be traded in both the directions. It can give you money when the price is going up, and very importantly, it can also give you money when the price is going down. And because it is a time-bound product, it has got leverage, means you don't pay full money. Instead of paying 10 lakh rupees for owning the stock, you do it only in about 1 lakh rupees. You get a 10-time leverage. So this product is capable of giving you money 10 times faster. But it is also capable of eroding your capital 10 times faster. So ये इसका रिस्क है. अभी मैं इसका क्वालिटी नहीं बदल सकता. मुझे जो करना है इसकी ये प्रॉपर्टी में करना है. Now, what do I use to handle it? Mathematics. Emotions can't handle it. Most people trade futures options emotionally. No, only maths can handle it. Let's look at a very simple logic. Let's say I want to do some trading in this stock here. And I note that this stock, if I buy here randomly on this, if I buy this stock randomly here, what are the chances of my success here? 50-50. Every buy is a 50-50. It can go up also, it can go down also. You're basically buying a lottery. You have no reason why you are buying. Now, I'm trained in technical analysis, chart trading, which is a must for any short-term trading, also long-term trading. I look at it. I said, okay, let's look at what happened the last time. I go back. See, last time, this was the place where it couldn't go down from. So I mark that on this. So mark this place roughly. I say around this level, it was not able to go further down from here. Let's do very simple logic. I'm doing very basic ABCDs. So if the price comes back to this level, it will form a pattern called double bottom. Every profession has its own language. The language of stock market is chart reading, technical analysis, and balance sheet reading, fundamental analysis. You need to master this. So here, so I say, okay, why by Monday I will wait? Let me wait for it to come down to this level. Let me wait for it to come down to this level here. Around this level. When it will come to this level, I will buy, a future of HDFC. Because here, this double bottom pattern doesn't have a 50% chance of success. Historically, this pattern has got a 70% chance of success. ये pattern का math 70% का है, 50 का. So if I buy, instead of buying here, I buy it here, I have a 70% chance of success. But still, I can be wrong 30% of the time. So I'm 100% stock market में कुछ भी नहीं होता. यदि आप कुछ नहीं करोगे तो loss 100%. But you never work on 100%. If you can increase your probabilities from 50 to 70, you are a genius here. You can mint money. People ask me, sir, do I lose money? I said, every trader loses money. It is how you lose it that is important. So, now, coming on this level, I have marked my level. Let's say the price comes here on this level and I buy a future of, let's decide my product here. This is my HDFC Bank future whose lot size is 500 and my capital in this would be 1,75,000 rupees. That would be my capital. So, when it comes on this level and I decide to buy it, is it a guarantee I'll make money? Is it guaranteed it will go up? But my probability is 70%. That's my first edge. Before you enter a trade, short term or long term, never ask, will I be right or wrong? The only thing you have to ask is, what is my edge? If I am entering now, what is my, this is the key word here, what is my, so here, my first edge is double bottom, which has a 70% success rate, historically, any asset class, anywhere in the world. So I say, okay, I'll buy it here. When I'll buy it at this level, I'll buy it from somebody. That somebody, in which direction does he think HDFC Bank will go, up or down? No. Otherwise he will not sell it to me. And both of us can't be right. So with this simple logic, you can never be right here all the time. So 90% doesn't exist. I'm trading for almost 18, 19 years. My success rate is 70%. 69.8 to be exact is my success rate this year. But I'm making a decent 17%. And I only trade futures and options in my intraday. So here, when I come here, now when it is coming, my edge number one is that it is a double bottom. There are hundreds of patterns like this. I've just taken a very elementary pattern. Now, if I buy it here, the price can go up and price can go down. There is no upper limit, there is no lower limit. So my other job is to create my limits. A good trader or investor creates his limits. In which direction is it most dangerous to me? In the downward direction, if it keeps on going down. Which will result either in a small loss or a big loss. So out of the two losses, which one should you prefer to take? ये सीख लिया, your loss तो लेना ही, ऐसा कभी होगा ही नहीं कि आपको लॉस नहीं होगा, हर ट्रेडर को लॉस होता है। भगवान जी भी आ जाएंगे तो एक लॉस लेके जाएंगे। दिस इज स्टॉक मार्केट। So you have to plan for your losses. I say, I don't mind taking a small loss, but I don't want a big loss. So I go down and see where was this stock on the lower side. And I say, this here, just below this, I will put my stop loss. So I've decided I will not risk more than 50 rupees. 50 rupees lot size of 500, 25,000 is my maximum risk. I will not take more than 25,000 rupees of risk, no matter what happens. If it keeps on going down, it reaches that level, I will get out. Now, but I don't come here to take losses, I come here to take profits. And do I have limited time and limited money, or unlimited time and unlimited money? I have limited time and limited money. I have to operate in that. That's why in intraday, no buy and hold or withdraw. You need to be very clear before you get out. So I go back and I say, oh, here was a pattern called double top in HDFC. From where it started falling down, there was a bearish harami made, and this would be a good level to get up. Because from here, a double top, it can again come down. So this is my target. So I put a target in this here around this level, 2,188, which is 257 rupees. So I am risking of 50 rupees for a target of 250 rupees roughly. So my reward to risk is 5 times. This is my edge. This is my edge number. मैंने इसमें 2 edge मुझे मिले. पहली edge, I am trading a pattern which is a 70% success rate. Second, I have a reward to risk ratio of 5:1. And let's say I find setups like this in 10 trades, I trade this setup. Half of them my loss is hit, and half of them my profit is achieved. Success rate only 50%. By the end of the month, will I be in profit or loss? I'll be in profit, I'll be in big profit. Because what is the success rate I require to break even? 20% only. 20%, it's all maths. Stock market is only maths. अगर आपका maths सही है, बाकी सब गलत है चल जाएगा. पर अगर maths गलत है, तो बाकी सब सही है वो किसी काम का नहीं. The most useless statement in the stock market is when somebody says, मुझे लगता है ऊपर जाएगा, मुझे लगता है नीचे जाएगा. People ask me, sir, आपको क्या लगता है? मंडे को मार्केट किधर जाएगा? मैं कल लिख लूँ. या तो ऊपर जाएगा या नीचे जाएगा, खुलेगा साइड वेव पे रह जाएगा. So we are not here in the business of predicting, we are in the business of mathematics. When I am building a portfolio, I need to find stocks which are hugely undervalued. Like Suzlon, का आपको example देता हूँ. Now anybody who wants to buy Suzlon at 2 rupees, let me give him information. The book value of Suzlon at this moment is -12 rupees. Let me give you. एक ट्रेडर को इसका figures ज़बान पे होते हैं. Is -12 rupees. When you buy a stock of Suzlon at 2 rupees 50 paisa, you become the owner of Suzlon. You buy a ownership in Suzlon, means in case Suzlon closes down legally, they can ask you for 12 rupees back. Because you are the partner in Suzlon. Is the maths right? Maths is wrong, na? Why should I buy? Because the maths is wrong. Maths, but if I buy a stock now, which for the moment is at 200 rupees, but whose valuation as per the business model is 3,000 rupees. That is the stock I should have in my portfolio. No? When people ask me, I should buy Reliance, shall I buy Reliance? Is Jio. Fine. Reliance is a great stock for futures and options. Futures and options के लिए उससे अच्छा stock ही नहीं, पर portfolio के लिए उससे बेकार stock नहीं, क्योंकि उसका valuation 750 रुपए का है. जिस दिन 750 तो when is a Reliance a great buy at 250 rupees. Whenever I get Reliance at 250 rupees, I'll think about buying it. Till that time, it is a great stock to give you money. अभी Reliance, let me open Reliance. Math समझ में आया? As long as your winners are bigger and your losers are smaller, you will always make money into the stock market. You can never predict it. But you can find it with a high degree of certainty. Let's say, Abhi, if you go on my website, this is my website, pathfinderstrainings.com, and this is here, my YouTube channel with more than 175 videos now, about 38,000 subscribers now. So here, let's pick up one example, yeah, this one. Live trading on election result day. Plus. And I teach with live tradings, that's how I'm known into the market to do live tradings. So I have an online trading room with more than 1,000 students join every day to do live trading with me. So, and every major day I always live trade. Every election day, every RBI day, plus in the morning I live trade with my students. So let's talk about this logic. Now, here on this day, you can watch the video later with about, I booked about 66,000 rupees of profit by the day end on a capital of 8 lakh rupees. My students performed better. One of my students made 3.5 lakh rupees in a day. He's trading with me only. So, but he had a bigger capital. Now let's look at the logic. Profit loss to aane wala. Logic. Let's look at the logic before. What date were the elections? Let's look at it. Logic बराबर होना चाहिए, math सही बैठा होना चाहिए. After that, your job is over. Now, see, this is the elections. Let's look at the whole logic. This is the market before the election, say, and exit polls are about to come. Exit polls are about to come. And at this point, the PE of the market, the price to equity ratio was about 28. Highest in the last 20 years. So here, exit poll came and they predicted a victory for BJP. Market jumped up. And after that, these are the days before this was the day before the election. I took a session in the night with my traders and people were curious, sir, kal kya trade lenge? I said, first of all, the market has already become indecisive. Market has become indecisive. It is already forming a doji. And it is said in candlesticks, if you understand properly the doji, the market will come to you and say, doji. How powerful is doji? I said, look at the logic. BJP is going to win. So immediately after the election, they don't have to put any popular measures in place. They are there for 5 years. The market is already very expensive. There are two scenarios that can happen tomorrow. Either BJP can win, or Congress can win, or it can be a hung parliament. If BJP wins, there is no reason for the market to go up because their win is already factored into the technical chart. If Congress or the opposition wins, it will go down for sure because the policies would be reversed. So I said the only direction worth trading is the short direction. So we said in the morning we are only trading the short direction. Whenever the entry will come, we will trade the short side of the market. Short side of the market you cannot trade with stocks. So we took a technical indicator, a simple one. And at that time I said, in case the market goes down, be very sure, because the market is so expensive, a correction is likely to come. And after any bull run like this, a 15% correction is the most normal thing that happens. That's what math says. Okay, मेरा emotional ये math है. This is how the math works. So here, on this one, let's see. So what we did was, we were patiently waiting.
Strategy today. That is how.
You can listen to it on my YouTube channel later.
And this was.
So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. By this time, I booked about 12,000 rupees. Still waiting for a short trade. And now, I've already put my indicators in place.
Sell big trade.
This is where did the market go in the start? The movement it was there that BJP is going to win. The market started going up and up. What were we doing? We were patiently waiting for the up move to finish. We were patiently waiting for the up move to finish. We had put a very simple indicator on the chart to tell us when the turn, it has turned back. And here, on this one, this is when we entered the market at 11 o'clock, when most of the results were consolidated, and till evening, we were just trading the market. Logging every trade, working on it, switching to various charts, and the moment market came here. So what was the move we caught? We caught this move. This was the first candle that gave us, this was a bearish candle. In classes, I'll teach you candlesticks in detail. That's the language of the market. Just by looking at a simple candle pattern, you can tell next candle mein kya hone wala hai. So powerful. So here, this was the first candle, and here the gap was filled, and you get out. After this, so we finished all our trading by about 1:30. By 1:30, I had booked about 60,000 of profit. And after that, I was working on low profit till the end. And in the end, and since I have hundreds of traders who trade with me, so my responsibility is bigger. So here I already booked by this time a profit of about 60,900. What was it? It was all maths. I was not predicting. This is basic maths. उसके बाद का basic maths क्या है? Let's go to other basic maths here. Now, if I see here on this one, the logic is very simple. Look at it from here. This one here is an economy which is growing at 6% a year. 6% a year. Our average P has been about 20. Historically, in the last 25 years, our average P has been about 20. That means we are overvalued by at least 25%. And for this market to stabilize, it has to correct at least 10 to 15% in the short term. And it has given levels here. This is first level, the gap. This is the second level, the low. And this is the third level that we are looking at. Roughly around this level. So these are the nearby targets. So from the day the election result was out, the only direction we were trading, and we still trade that direction only, is short. Puts, future short, hedging strategies. Most people think to put a risk management, you have to put a stop loss. Stop loss is primitive. You use options to control your trades. Because stop loss doesn't give you money. But an option can give you money if you are wrong. If you know how to trade controlled trades. So here, now, this is where the market gave an indication. And that's where we pumped in a lot of money in our shorts. A sure short sign retail has entered, the FIIDIs are creating shorts. Here now, market went down. And what was the money from here to here? This was a move of almost 1,000 points. What was your investment? 1 lakh rupees on Nifty. What is the calculation? 1 rupee move is 75 rupees. If you catch a 100 rupees move, you make 7,500 rupees. So this move is a move of almost 75,000 on your capital of 1 lakh rupees in how much time? In about 2 months. Return on your capital, almost 35%. But what were you trading? Patterns, edge, and your risk management. That's what. ये मार्केट में ये ट्रेड रोज खड़े होते हैं. 8,000 स्टॉक है, किसी न किसी में तो होगा. You have to find it, trade it, find your edge, but on your own strength, not by doing. And what can be the results? Let's see here. Let's say overall, the 25,000 rupees of risk on HDFC I will take for how much? For 1,25,000 of profit. और उसमें अगर potential profit 5,000 है, तो मैं 25,000 का risk क्यों लूँगा? So my reward to risk ratio should be at least double, if not more. And I have to plan that I will be wrong 40% of the time. इसलिए जब मेरा stop loss hit होता है और मैं loss book करता हूँ, nothing to worry. Because next day it is a series of, by the end of the month you have to see. Let's pick up one more.
Can you take an example of postmortem?
Sorry?
Can you take an example of postmortem?
Force mode, I'll put it shortly. Just here, I run an online trading room for more than 6 years now, where traders from all over India join me every morning. And here, like yesterday I booked a profit of 5,400. I sit here with a capital of about 10 lakh rupees. My personal trading is different. Here I am sitting with my traders. Why 10 lakh rupees? Because most traders have told me that if they can make 1 lakh rupees per month sitting at home, they can leave their jobs. So this is the minimum capital you will require to become a full-time trader. If you have to make a lakh of rupees. You can't make lakh rupees from 25,000 capital. Business की तरह ही करना पड़ेगा. Every business requires capital. So here, so what is my target? If I can make a 5,000 rupees net every day, I will make my 1 lakh rupees. I am not interested in making 1 lakh rupees in a day. Market ने दे दिया तो I don't mind. My plan is a net 5,000 rupees per day. So here, market gave me my 5,000 rupees. Day before yesterday did not go according to me. I booked a loss of 9,600 rupees here. Here, this was 11,000 rupees of profit. Here, there was a loss. Every session is recorded. Recordings are sent to the students. Screenshots are taken. Best trades are put on my website. It's all maths. Now, बाकी सब जगह मैथ्स चलती है. Relationships में नहीं चलती है, वहाँ मैथ्स नहीं लगता. But here in the stock market, it is all maths. If your maths is right, you'll make money. Now, let's take the trade log. Let me open, I log all my. Let's see now. 5,400 of profit, 1853 of loss, 11,713 of profit here. So I'm logging it. I have profits also, I have losses also. And the day the market went up 350 points, the same market gave me 1,04,000. What was my contribution in that? Zero. मेरा कोई contribution नहीं. Normal market दिन में 100 पॉइंट ऊपर जाता है, उस दिन वो 350 पॉइंट ऊपर चला गया. And how much time do I spend in my intraday trading? 45 minutes. I don't sit in front of the market for the whole day. This is another myth, people. To become an intraday trader, how can I leave my job? I'm a job doing person. How can I see the market for the whole day? It's not required. Tell me one thing, once you have, now, let's answer this very common query. Let's say I decide to buy HDFC Bank at that price, let's say the stock. I say, buy HDFC Bank. I put my GTD order, I want to buy 100 HDFC Bank when it comes to 1950. I'll put into this, my stop loss would be at 1900 rupees and I'll get out when it reaches 2200 rupees. I'll start my trail when the price reaches 2000 rupees. And this order is valid for the whole month. Okay. And I put this trade into the system here, the limit. So I can put this order into the system, and once this order is into the system, tell me what role do you have? आप market देख के करोगे? Can you move the candle 1 inch up or down with your own effort? I'll tell you what you will do. You will become emotional. You will unnecessarily buy or sell. Your broker will give you leverage. You will take unnecessary trades. You will make him rich and you will make yourself poor. होता है? आपका broker चाहेगा पूरे दिन उसके सामने बैठ के काम. A good trader spends not more than 1 hour in front of the market. So I spend about 45 minutes in the morning, 9:15 to 10 o'clock, all the intraday trading is finished. From 10 to 10:30, we do chit-chat about portfolio and other opportunities that are available into the market. We analyze more trades. But by 10 o'clock, I'm finished. When do I enter the market? Back 3 o'clock in the evening. To see where are my trades going, what is moving on. And as long as I have an edge in the trade, as long as my reward to risk ratio is fine, I know the basic math says I'll make money even if out of 10, 4 trades hit my stop loss and 6 trades hit my target. So no need to be near the market. That's why there's basically no need to leave your job. 2 sources of income are always better than 1 source of income. It will take time for you to get this skill. So don't be in a hurry. Don't leave your job because you don't like your boss. Many people say, why do you want to come to stock? मेरे को ऑफिस पसंद नहीं. मेरे को तुम्हारा प्रॉब्लम है. स्टॉक मार्केट का प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. So come here full time when you become totally skilled. It takes 2 to 3 years. Part timer you can become in 3. In fact, out of my total, we have about more than 5,200 students who have passed out from Pathfinds. And 90% are still part-timers. They do their jobs and they work out. 10% have become full-timers. They only do this for a living. So you can choose whatever you want.
What is this 200?
Sorry?
Price is 600.
I just put a price. Didn't see the chart. Like my friend is very anxious about force model. So do you own force motors? आपके पास है force motor? क्या profit में हो कि loss में हो? तभी आपको एकदम से क्या profit मेरा I'm sure इन सब के पास एक ऐसा है, बराबर? पर आपने पहले पूछा था लोग. Now he has got force motor. This is force motor. And if I'm looking at the chart of force motor, what price did you buy, sir?
Pardon?
What price did you buy? What is the buying price?
Initially is around 700 rupees.
Okay.
I sold around 4,200 rupees.
Okay.
And again I buy 4,450.
Why have you bought now? What was your reason for buying?
Because the trade was that it will go to 6,000.
Yes. But why? Why 6,000? Any reason for it? That is emotion. Was the mass there? No, mass is not there.
On the upside.
No.
The entire market.
Was the fundamental mass there? Okay. Was the fundamental mass there? Not really. Not really. Because since you had made money in the first time good money, so second time your trade is more emotional. In fact, one rule into my trading, when I do tradings, we have very strict set of rules. Here, we have trading rules, very strict trading rules. 45 trading rules that a trader has to adhere to before he can put 1 rupee of his into the market. And these rules are evolving. Please don't take photograph now. So these are the rules that you will have to work on. It is a set of rules. You know, everything in life is basically a set of rules. हमको parenting भी कर दी. Isn't parenting a set of rules? बहुत ज़्यादा डिसिप्लिन किया तो बच्चा ठीक से बड़ा नहीं होगा. बहुत ज़्यादा छूट दे दी तो बिगड़ जाएगा. So what is the middle way that you have to go for? When you go and do your jobs, isn't doing a job a set of rules? आपको टाइम पे पहुंचना है, इस टाइम पे निकलना है, बॉस के साथ ऐसे बिहेव करना है. So all that is spark है, तासिफ spark है. So in stock market also, it is a set of rules. Like right now, people ask me, sir, is the market bullish? एक आध, 5 आदमी नहीं चाहिए, एक आध. Is a stock market a bullish or bearish? कुछ लोग बोलेंगे bullish है, कुछ लोग बोलेंगे bearish. But how do you find out mathematically whether it is bullish or bearish? Calculation लेके आओ. How do you find out? Now, let me put the figures here. ये कब तक चला है? Our market for the moment, is went up, came down, went up. Somewhere, this is how the market is moving right now. That's our market lately. This is the market. And if I have to find out the overall trend of this market, one very popular method is the moving averages. So you've learned some technical, you know the moving averages. So, when price is above the moving average, this is the yearly trend line. When the price is above the moving average, then it is called bullish. When it is below the moving average, it is called bearish. Okay? दूसरा प्लान नहीं? इलेक्ट्रिशियन बुलाया तुमने? So, at this moment in the market on the Nifty, there are about 1800 stocks that are listed. I'll do a basic filtering here once the power is on, but I'll give you the figures. Out of the 1800 stocks, about 320 stocks are above yearly trend line, and close to about 1350, this is a figure from yesterday, about 1350 stocks are below the yearly trend line. Now, looking at this figure, is the market bullish or bearish? Yes, sir. Bearish. So how did we find that out? Emotionally or mathematically? It's all maths. ये 200 दिन का मूवी है. 200. So, you know, what you have to see is, what is the math saying right now? How much money is there in the market every day? Unlimited. Market में रोज सुबह 9 बजे मार्केट खुलता है, अनलिमिटेड मनी है शाम तक. आपको उसमें से कितनी लेनी है और आपके पास वो लेने की स्किल है क्या, वो डिसाइड करेगा कि वेदर यू विल बी सक्सेसफुल हियर. क्योंकि एक आदमी को यदि कमाना है तो दूसरे आदमी को कमाना है. What is this market? It is a win-lose market.
No, 95% people lost.
No, that's not true.
5%.
नहीं ऐसा. ये क्या है? ये मार्केट में 98, 90 ऐसा नहीं. In every profession, there is a 80-20 rule. What is the 80-20 rule? 20% people in the world are successful, 80% are. 20% of the people will have good jobs, 80% will have average jobs. In stock market also, 20% of the people make money from the 80%. I've seen many successful traders. I can give my own example. All kind of people learn from me. I'm a teacher. I'll teach everybody the same thing. But everybody get different results. Everybody get different results. Some become full-time professional traders. Some build portfolios. But I've seen the success rate I have found among my students is almost 70%. 70% people succeed, 30% don't. Who are those 30%? Who tried to make it quick, who jumped into options, who didn't work hard. हर क्लास में 20% बच्चे सक्सेसफुल होंगे, 80% बच्चे सक्सेसफुल नहीं होंगे. So when you are coming to the stock market is a profession. Now let's look at the nitty-gritties of this market, since all of you have come here to learn the market here. The first characteristics of this market is, it is full of money. What is the second characteristics of the market? There is an invisible field around this money. And only if you can break that field, can you get that money. There is no luck factor. I have a lot of people ask me, which stock is lucky for me? I say, anyone that gives money is lucky. Like for my friend, Force Motor has been lucky. But for others, Force Motor might not be lucky. For them, some Suzlon is unlucky because you lost money in that. You have money. This is the money in the stock market. This is you. This is an inversible, a force field called. That's the force field. You have to break this force field to. I'll be talking to you shortly, about the courses and other things here. But this is what you'll have to look at. This is the key, guys. Avoid big losses, small profits. They will cancel each other. What will remain into the system would be a big profit. How many big profits do you require out of 10 trades?
One.
Just one. You can trade stocks, timing 9:15 in the morning till 3:30. You can trade stock futures, index futures. You can trade options. Options is my favorite product. But in my whole life, I've never bought a naked collar. I only use options for risk management. It's the best tool for risk management. Then you can trade commodities. Commodity market is open till 11:30 in the night. Forex futures. This is also another market open from 9 to 5. Your best friends for intraday trading will be futures and options. I'll be teaching you how to buy and sell futures and options, how to handle options properly. Most people lose most of their money in options. But if you master that product properly, there is only one day when you do it naked, right call and put, that is the expiry. Other than that, there are so many ways to handle the options. In fact, I teach in the class, hedging principles where the success rate in the trade goes as high as 80%. If your edge is right. Almost a 80% hit rate you can get. Slide will khatam. Now see here. In this one you see, on my 10 lakh rupees, what is my target? 1 lakh rupees a month. This month I made 15,000 so far. Last month was very good. I made 329, 157, 101. But I had a losing month in March 19. Market is giving me 17% a year. I'm doing it for 19 years. Every day I teach, every day I trade. In introductories like this, I've trained more than 1 lakh people now. So you will take time to acquire that skill. In the start, what should be your target? 5% now. It's brilliant. Brilliant. What is the key? Is my success rate. What is my success rate here? 70%. Not 100%. It's a 69.8 to be exact. If I do that. But what is the key? This is the key. My profit to loss ratio is 4.2. This is where you have to focus. So there will be a trade which will give you good money. There will be a trade that will take your money. When will you know whether you are growing as a trader or not? After your 100 trades are finished. जब आपके 100 ट्रेड खत्म हो जाएंगे, then you will know whether you are growing as a trader or not. Okay guys, I'm talking for almost 1.5 years, hours now. Let me introduce myself in brief. My name is Yogeshwar Vashishtha. I'm a civil engineer by profession. I've done my M.Tech from IIT Roorkee. This movie Super 30 that came, the IIT that was shown into that's my IIT. Very proud of it. I've done my international certification in management from South America or Peru. My advanced courses in trading started with Pristine Academy of USA. Then I learned from many other places. So I started my trading journey started in 2001-2002. I finished my masters. I was selected for Skanska. I became an NRI. For more than 10 years, I was out of India, working on hydropower projects all over the world. And when I was selected for my IIT, my father, is it okay if I extend the session by 15-20 minutes? Yes. I'm running a little late on time. So, my father, when I was going to my IIT, he said, son, you're going to a very prestigious place. Stay away from bad habits like smoking, drinking, drugs, stock markets. So at a tender age of 17, 18, it was put into my head, stock market means gambling. जो माँ बाप हमारे बोल देते हैं, हम मान लेते हैं. So till the age of 38, I had nothing to do with the stock market. Whenever I used to read something about stock market, for me that was gambling. So I was working on the Puglinganga hydropower projects in Sri Lanka. And there in a company gathering, we had a party, I met a gentleman from Sweden, his name was Jeffrey. So I said, I'm Yogeshwar, I'm the chief geologist of this hydropower project. He said, I'm Jeffrey, I'm a professional trader in the stock market. So I didn't say anything, we became very good friends. After a few weeks had passed, we just connected. So Jeffrey said, Yogeshwar, one thing I want to ask, whenever it comes to my profession, you take the topic somewhere else. Why is that? I said, you're a good friend of mine, but why do you do gambling? I said, who told you I do gambling? He said, as a profession, you are into stock markets, you're a gambler. And he said, who told you that? He said, my father told me. He said, did your father ever do anything in the stock market? I said, no. Then he was my mentor number. He used to live trade commodities market, forex market, US markets mainly. And I used to watch him. Then I got interested, I paid him the fees, started learning from him. Most of the professional traders teach, because that is the best way to hone your skills on a continuous basis. Like every day with 10 lakh rupees, I live trade in front of 1,000 students. So that I am under a pressure to perform. When you will become good, make sure you live trade in front of others, your children, your wife. Learn it and teach it to the wife, to your own wife only. So it's a great skill to have, provided you know how to do it properly. So I started learning from him. My interest jaga. And I asked Jeffrey, how much time will it take for me to become a full-timer? He said 3 years. So I kept that as a goal, 3 to 4 years. Since my job was a traveling job, money was good. At that time I was making 3 lakh rupees a month, US dollar tax-free. Which is equivalent to maybe 12, 13 lakh rupees now. But I was feeling strangled. I had bosses who wanted performance. When I was with my boss and my wife was with me, I was confused, whom am I married to? Because there was so much pressure. They were paying me money, but they wanted to me perform like anything. I was stressed. My weight went up, my blood pressure went up, my sugar went up, everything went up. And I said, no, I need to settle with my family. Half the time my family was with me, half the time it was not. So I need another profession. The moment I started going into it, I saw a ray of hope. From there I was shifted to South America, Peru, Yungan hydropower project. And here I said, let me learn it more structurally. I enrolled for an online program of Pristine Academy. I remember at that time I paid about 2.5 lakh rupees as fees. One thing I know is that the only place money grows the most is when you invest it in your mind, in skills. That's where we spend so much money on our children. Lakhs and crores of rupees we spend on their education. Why? Because we want to make them skilled. But when it comes to working on our own skills, sometimes we become a little lazy. And that 2.5 lakh rupees was my best investment ever. Everybody thought I was crazy. Except my wife, nobody supported me. But I went on, started live trading. And by 2006, I was confident enough I can take it as a full-time profession. I started in 2002. And I was making good money. Money was not the motivation. Freedom was the motivation. Time was the motivation. Having a family life was a motivation. Having my self-respect in place was a motivation. I had many other motivations other than money. So when you come to the stock market, money should not be your only motivation, because when you will start earning 5 lakh rupees a month, ask yourself, after that, what will be my motivation? So make sure your motivation is much bigger than money before you come to the stock market. क्योंकि यदि रूल के साथ काम करोगे तो ये stock market पैसा तो सबको देता है. But make sure you are a classic case of this is Jesse Livermore. A trader of 1930s to 35. He made billions of rupees and committed suicide. Because the moment he made all the money, he had admitted himself, I didn't know what to do with life now. So I always say, physical, mental, emotional and spiritual energy should be balanced. You should be very skilled in the stock market, make enough money into it so that you become financially free, and then decide what do you want to do with your life. Who is Howard Buffett? Anybody knows? Howard Buffett is the son of Warren Buffett. He has nothing to do with stock market. When he was 18, his father gave him a few billion rupees. Not million, billion. And said, do something good for humanity. Now he is an agricultural scientist. He has written many books. And he works on increasing the food production of the world. Why could he do it? He had no pressure to do a job. His father made him financially free. So I give you the challenge to not only make yourself financially free, but to make your next generation financially free. आपके लड़के को पढ़ा लिखा के जॉब देगा भी तो पूरे जिंदगी में कितना कमाएगा? 2 करोड़ रुपए. I'll give you the maths. If you can earn that 2 crore rupees for him, doesn't he have a choice? Give him a choice. When we work for something that is much bigger than ourselves, then life gives us a meaning, and a much, much bigger meaning. So I went into it, and here I became a full-timer. I liked it. So this was easy market. February 2007 I started. 2008 the market crashed. Everybody lost money. That was my best year. I make most of my money when the price is going down. Because that's when you have zero competition. Most people don't know how to go short on the... In intraday trading, make money in this direction. In portfolio building, make money in this direction. This is the best balanced way to trading. I was enjoying my profession, and in these 2 years, I made money enough. But the thing that I made the most is, suddenly my weight was normal, my blood pressure was gone, my sugar was gone, everything was gone. I had time to spend with my spouse. I was able to take care of my old parents. Because I was here. In stock market, you don't travel. You're always at home. Then, I was attending the PTA meetings of my sons. I could accompany my son in his football matches in Sweden and Spain and other places. So I, for the first time, experienced a quality of life. So I motivate you, not only for money, I motivate you for a quality of life. So that is what most professional traders get, a quality of life. Your aim is, in the start, maybe you will work 100 hours in a month when you become traders full-timer. Part-time 20 hours is enough. But gradually, as you will spend 4 or 5 years into this profession, at some times, whenever you want to become a full-timer, 50 hours a month is all this market requires from you. For all the analysis and great profession, and that's what I started loving here in this. Somewhere around this level, I called Jeffrey again and I said, how do I move to the next level? And he said, what motivated you? I said, when you made that big trade in crude oil in front of me, in a single day which was more than my salary, that day I was hugely motivated. He said, why don't you do the same again? Why don't you start live trading in front of others for a fees? That would be a win-win for both. Your skills will be honed, you will motivate them, and you will also grow as a trader. So from 2009 onwards, I started live trading in front of others. I established Pathfinder's trainings, a private limited company. And, I started in Mumbai, I do it now all over India, and online courses, everything happens. That was very, very satisfying for me. In 2010, an international company, they came to India. They were looking for some consultants who could live trade. And hardly in India, nobody live trades, hardly ever. So, I saw a huge opportunity to work with international traders. I said yes. So from October 2010 till August 2012, I was part of this wonderful group of traders. Learned a lot from them, some of the top traders of the world. And my problem after 7-8 years of trading was not fundamental, not technical. Fundamental technical is good when you are working with limited capital. जब तक आपका capital 20 लाख 50 लाख तक है तब तो fundamental technical is fine. But what if your capital becomes 2 crore and 3 crores? When on every trade there is a risk of 50 lakh rupees or a 25 lakh rupees, then this whole journey becomes psychological and emotional. And that was is the biggest challenge. अभी तो आपने ये पहाड़ से चढ़ना शुरू किया, अभी आप नीचे खड़े हो, एवरेस्ट उधर है. जितने ऊपर जाओगे उतने और चैलेंजेस मिलेंगे, और जैसे जैसे वो चैलेंजेस को ओवरकम करोगे, you will have so many other things that you will get from the stock market. How many of you know Jim Rogers? Anybody know Jim Rogers? Jim Rogers is the most famous commodity trader, settled in Hong Kong, and his hobby was to drive motorcycles. उसका passion था motorcycle drive. He's in Guinness Book of World Record. But he said, I want a profession by which I can do motorcycle riding all over the world and I can make my money. He became a commodity trader. So wherever he went, he traded the commodities of that country. And now he is a billionaire, you know, and settled in Hong Kong, lives life on his own terms. I always call this as a profession of freedom. अगर आपने इसमें शॉर्टकट नहीं ढूंढा तो, मैं 100 को सिखाता हूं, 70 सक्सेसफुल होते हैं, 30 मना करने के बावजूद शॉर्टकट ढूंढते हैं. But if you take that challenge, it is the most fulfilling profession that you can go for. Money, freedom, you know, and you can trade it anywhere. And now you don't require anything. A mobile phone is good. Or once you are into it for about a year or so, आपको चार्ट देखने की जरूरत नहीं होगी, वो यहाँ छप जाता है. Just by looking at the price, you can tell where the chart was. Okay, I have to show you something on the light web. Now here, let's see. I want to let's say here, select the condition. I'm looking at stocks, so I want to see whether the market is bullish or bearish. So here I say last traded price is greater than a 200-day moving average, the yearly trend line. I save and scan. So how many did I get? 320. So there are 321 stocks which are above the yearly trend line. Now if I add it, you know, is less than yearly trend line, save and scan. How much is it? 1266. 1266. They are bull, they are bear. Now tell me, what market are we? Are in a recession, we have scams everywhere. Auto industry is down. Look at consumer goods, look at real estate. In fact, you won't find a time better than this to start building your portfolio. Because good stocks are now available at almost 60 to 70% discounts from where they were 2 years ago. Nifty only represents the 50 stocks of India, out of which not even one is suitable for portfolio. I'll give you the hint straight up. Each one of them is useless for portfolio. Anything that is part of the futures and options will never be a part of the portfolio. Simple. So, this is a great time to start building your portfolio. And market is giving you opportunities in both the direction that you can look for. So I learned from them, got my next level, and in 2012 I started creating a mentoring model of my own. I like to teach, I love to teach. So I said, why not create a mentoring model of about 6 months based totally on live trading, where people can learn stock market while doing their jobs. So, spent about 6 months doing that. And this was the first batch of 35 students that passed out in December 2012. Since then, more than 100 batches have passed out from various cities. I started in Mumbai, now it happens in a city. I do a course once a year. Like I'm doing a course in Andheri now after 2 years. Last year I did Thane. Now Andheri will again come after 2 years. Next year Thane will come. From here, I just came from Calcutta. Now the next, after this, the course would be in Chennai. Then I will be having a course in Delhi. So this is a market that needs to be learned properly. This is the 4 things you have to be master. Build and manage your own portfolio. Never, ever delegate your portfolio building to anybody else. Never give it to a mutual fund or a portfolio manager, no. Because when they take your money, what is the first form do you sign? They are not responsible for your profit or loss. FD भले ही 6% देता है पर guaranteed देता है. Come to the stock market either on your own strength or don't come at all. If you don't want to come in stock market, then focus on your job. If you want to come here, come 100% by learning it. Master intraday trading. Intraday trading is magic. Look at the logic. The average movement of the stocks in a day is about 2%. जितने भी फ्यूचर ऑप्शन के स्टॉक है, ऑन एन एवरेज दिन में 2% मूव करते हैं. या तो ऊपर मूव करेंगे या नीचे मूव करेंगे. They can move more than that, I'm telling the average. The leverage you get into a derivative is 10 times. In options, you get leverage up to 100 times, 50 times. Let's talk 10 times. That means every day, in every stock of futures and option, there is a 20% profit potential. Will you get 20%? Not interested in 20%. How much do I want? I want only 0.5%. Hasn't your probability increased a lot now? यदि 20 में से 20 चाहिए, maximum people, what is the mistake they do? They want the whole 20%. मिलेगा ही. I'm targeting 1 to 2% today. If I'm able to make a net 0.5% per day, I will make my 10% per month. और अभी तो we only trading the Indian market, the way our economy is opening. Very soon you will be trading a stock in US, in China, and in other countries. And then imagine what would be the potential that you can go for. We have a forex market now, we have a commodity market, our option market is very mature now. You can practice strategies here, you can do hedging here. So, amazing market to trade once you learn to do it. Anybody can become a trader. This is the skill set required. Fundamental analysis, technical analysis, high probability trading methods, risk management, mastery of online platform. Don't look for shortcuts. I again said, when this session will finish, there will be a few people who will come to you on the backside and will try to sell you something cheap or a tip service or anything. The request to those people is, please do not disturb us. And if you have come all the way here, it is a good time to start learning, maybe become a full-timer yourself. You will time लगेगा इसमें. आपको 3 महीने से 6 महीना सीखने के लिए लगेगा. Because it is a skill. What is skill? Skill is transfer of knowledge from conscious mind to subconscious mind with practice, practice and practice. And how does the skill work? Let's understand the whole logic of skill. When you do something 21 times, when you do something 21 times, your conscious mind registers it. आपने 21 चार्ट देख लिए, 21 बैलेंस शीट देख ली, your conscious mind will register it that this is probably something you are serious about. क्योंकि हम पूरे दिन में बहुत सारी चीजें देखते हैं, सब तो माइंड याद नहीं रहता. The mind registers this is something serious. When you do that 21 times more, means 441 times, your brain recognizes it on the level of a skill and passes the information, the knowledge to your subconscious mind, where it will be retained forever. Where it will be retained forever. And once you do 21 repetitions of this, 9,261, this is where the 10,000 hour rule comes from. You will become so skilled into this, the world will come and give you money for it. So, the world will come and give you money for this one. So you have to, so you ask yourself, when will I reach this level? Normally, in stock market, to reach this level requires about 3 months. When can you start trading the market, investing into the market? Maybe after a month. When you will become good at it? Maybe after 3 months. When will you master it? Maybe after a year. And when can you say, now maybe I want to become a full-timer? Maybe after 3 years. So I'm giving you the timelines into it. So that there is no shortcut here. It takes time to become. Whom are you trading against? You're trading against the best in the world. I'm a 1989 pass out, my M.Tech batch. We were 14. I'm the only one who came back to India. Each one of them is settled outside India. And every one of them in stock market. Each one of them is in stock market. All bankers are there. Stock market, everybody, you are competing against the best. You can't beat them. You just have to make sure your maths is right. If your maths is right, you will succeed. So acquire the skill, have the strategies in place, and make sure your maths is right.
What is the standpoint?
Sorry?
Instead of filtering to find
मैं आपको ये बंद हो गया नहीं सो गया. So here, stop filtering to find high probability trades. Every trade cannot be taken. Only trades with minimum 70% success rate have to be taken. So I teach technical filtering and fundamental filtering by which you can find those trades. That is the technical fundamental filtering. Mastery of online platform. In fact, to do any form of trading, your physical presence near the market is not required. In fact, it will be a hindrance in most of the cases. So I teach auto trading. High probability trading strategies. I teach you about 15 fundamental strategies and about 35 technical and risk management strategies, around 50, tested for the last 15 years and giving me a hit rate of more than 70%. Trading plan aligned to your personality, rational decision making, money management and trade management, and managing your emotions and your subconscious mind. पुराने वाला नहीं है? The Mr. Old clicker? So here, these are some of the batches that have passed out from various cities. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. There are various batches that have passed out from various cities. More than 100 batches have passed out so far. Here, this one is in this room only. In Andheri, I always conduct into this room. I like it. Let me tell you how the program runs. It is a 6 months of mentoring program I take with a lifetime of, hand-holding that. How long will you remain associated with me? For life. Because your need for mentor would be for life. And I pray one day you become a mentor and you help many others in their journey of the stock. So, this is how the course runs. It is totally based on live trading. First, you will pass through 3 days of classroom training, which in Andheri is scheduled for this month, 19, 20 and 21st October, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, from 9 in the morning till 4 in the 9 to 4, Saturday, Sunday and Monday. Monday I will be a little late because there is an election. People will cast vote and so the market is open. So here Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 days. Saturday, Sunday, I give you the concepts, the base. Saturday is totally full day for fundamental analysis. Build a strong base. Then Sunday I work on technical analysis to give you the methods. And on Monday I work on the application part of the strategy. How will you apply the strategies into the market? Then the session that will happen here, we record the session. I know you will forget some things. Like this session is being recorded. So we record the full days of session and you will get a recording of that within a week. And I'll give you 1 month to revise it. Whatever I teach here, it will be recorded. So you will get a month to revise, ask questions. Each one of you will be assigned a relationship manager. And there will be 2 relationship managers you will have. One is for admin and other is for chart reading and technical analysis. That will be there. I am available. The moment you enroll for the course, come on the first day, the first thing I give you is my mobile number. Every batch that passes out, I make a WhatsApp group so that you remain connected with yourself so I have various modules that I have created. So 3 days of online training. Once it is finished, you go back, you listen to the recordings. Within a month, you become ready for live trading. You become ready for live trading with me. Then after a month, you will receive 2 live trading sessions per month. Live trading happens, there are 2 live trading sessions that will happen in the daytime, and there will be 2 live trading sessions that will happen in the night time. In the daytime, I trade stocks, futures, options and forex, the markets that are open in the day. And in the night, I trade the commodity market, the market that is having the most liquidity and is open in the night. So, first and third Wednesday, 9 to 3:30 would be live trading. It is online, you don't have to travel anywhere. Physically, you have to come to me only for 3 days. Saturday, Sunday and Monday. Then, out of the 2 sessions that will happen online for live trading, one is compulsory, one is optional. But I strongly recommend you take all 2, both of them. In case you miss it, you will get a recording of the session. Even if you attend it, you still get a recording of the session. Recording would be available to you for 7 days. So that you can revise it, have your queries into it. Then, on 2nd and 4th Thursday, 2 Thursdays of the month, there will be a live learning and live commodity trading in the night. Where I will trade with you gold, silver, crude oil. And those are amazing commodities to trade. Right now, you're fascinated with stocks. Once you get used to commodity, I have few of my traders who don't trade stocks anymore. A commodity on an average moves about 3% in a day. There is no balance sheet for a commodity. And it's amazing market to trade. So you will do 2 live trading commodity sessions with me in a month. And on Friday I'll send you a recorded session of an important topic, and 6 months you will be associated with me. 3 days in the class and 6 months online. And you will learn first with concepts, then you will watch me live trade. I live trade with a capital of 10 lakh rupees. But in the start you don't have to bring 10 lakh. In the start you start with paper trading with me. Chota trade. फिर 100 रुपए का trade, 500 रुपए का trade. And gradually as you get the skill, you can increase your capital. Then I have created a mechanism by which you will remain connected with me for life. I have a mentoring session that happens every Thursday, 12:30 to 1:30, where I analyze the market, I answer your queries, and you will be connected with me forever, till I'm done. You will be connected forever with me on this one. And in this, even old students, 8 years, 10 years old, join me on a regular basis. So this is a connecting mechanism. You can also talk with me, because sometimes you will be stuck. Regular में आपको मेरी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, because I have mechanisms in place, question answers online. But there will be times when you will be stuck. And Monday to Friday, after the market hours 4 to 6, I talk to my students, I meet them. You can come to my office, you can take an appointment and meet me. You can talk to me over the phone, and if there's something where you are stuck, then you can ask mine. Sometimes there are personal issues a person have, psychological issues. Especially once your capital will be till 10 lakh rupees, in the start you won't have any psychological issues. Till the time your trading capital is 10 lakh, most of the queries would be fundamental, technical, risk management. The moment you will jump about 10 lakhs, and I pray all of you do that, then it is a different question that will come, and there you will need to talk to. So I'm available to my students. After the training, you will be able to build your own portfolios and do all kind of trading. I teach all asset classes: stocks, futures, options, commodity, and forex. I'll teach you in the start how to buy calls and puts, because that's where it starts. Buying a simple call and a simple put to analyze your time decays and other. But gradually, within 3 months, you should be able to handle your future trades with options. But that's when you will really go into intraday trading. This is the cost of the course, guys. 6 months course, 3 days physical plus 6 months online, 36,000 plus GST, 42,480. You don't have to buy any software. You don't have to pay any yearly fees or anything. This is a one-time fees that I charge. And you will, if you have the patience to learn for 6 months, that is one thing I will require, your commitment. You cannot miss a class. Because if you miss the classes, you will miss them. You have to attend at least one live trading session with me, because that's where the magic happens. And you have to practice the rules that I teach. You cannot break the. If you do that,